moved back at well, I say moved. I never moved out. I just moved up, went back to uni. Yeah, it's been a long day travelling and stuff like that, so my head's not really with it. So yeah, the purpose of this stream, getting back to EastEnders based talk, I want to talk a bit about my thoughts on the brand new family that are set to arrive on EastEnders, the Knights, which I'm very interested by. I think there's definitely a big plans for them, and I'm very intrigued as to why they've gone about the way they have with this new family. Certain things I'm very curious about, especially based on a lot of hints that have been left since the flash forward episode and the comments made by the actresses of that big episode. So with that being said, I am a bit late to the party. I know I've had a lot go on, so I'll give my thoughts on these characters, and especially how they've gone about it. So obviously the new family is made up of 4 characters. Technically, one we have already met. Elaine Peacock, who has not been seen since 2017, so 6 years, is being recast, and will now be played by Harriet Thorpe, who is another iconic theatre-based actress. I forget the name of the first one. She was very iconic. She actually played Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd. The first Elaine did. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by these new by the decision to recast Elaine. I loved the first person that played Elaine. I thought she was brilliant. I thought she was honestly one of the strongest female matriarchal figures for her time, which was 2014 to 2016. No, 2017. Sorry, so 3 years. But she was never a regular. So, you know, personally, I think she was a very strong matriarchal figure throughout the 2010s. I'm very excited for her coming back. I feel like her return's been needed for a long time, especially since the departure of Mick Carter, played by Danny Dyer. But even before then, with the alcoholism, the sexual abuse storyline with Mick, even going far back as you know, the stuff with Stuart and all the things there. Like, Elaine has been missing for, quite frankly, the most important chapter of the Carter's story, which I find it very disappointing that now only just now bringing back Elaine when literally the entire Carter family have pretty much left. Shirley's obviously on a break, and she will be returning, but I doubt she'll be on good terms with Linda since she's reconnected with Dean, which very. Well, I say it's surprising. It's not really surprising considering Shirley at the moment believes she's lost another son. Obviously, I genuinely do not think Mick's dead. That might just be blind optimism because he is my favourite character. However, at the same time, Chris Clenshaw's done it very cleverly by not addressing whether or not a body's found. You know, Mick could come again. I'm hoping he does return in the 40th anniversary in 2025. I feel like that would be a great place for him to come back and maybe for another stint or a short stint, just to a big 40th anniversary reveal, have a new storyline when Mick comes back temporarily, or the obvious one would be for an exit story for Linda if Kelly Bright ever decides to go and do other things. But yeah, that's Elaine. I'm excited for her to come back. I am. I'm very intrigued by how the new actress is going to do. I'm a bit biased because I really did love the old one. I thought she was amazing. It's not just Elaine Peacock, but also as Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd, which is my favourite musical of all time. So moving on to the patriarch of the new bunch, we have George Knight, played by Colin Salmon, I think his name is. He's a very big actor. He's been in Arrow, he's been in DC animated movies, he's done a load of big Hollywood stuff, which makes me think he's not going to be around for long. I don't actually think that George is going to be a long-running character. I think his daughters are, or at least one of them at least. I don't see Molly Rainford doing EastEnders forever. Hopefully she does for a long time, but we'll talk about her in a minute. Yeah, George, I'm very interested by, because based on Kelly Bright's recent comments, I'm not convinced that he's going to be sticking around. I think there's a good chance he could be the one that is killed off at Christmas. There is that strong possibility that he is. And yeah, I do wonder. I do very much wonder. He does seem like a typical Jack the Lad. He has been described as a typical East End gent. I do hope there is some hard man aspects to it, only because I don't think the show is really doing well in terms of having tough characters. The only really tough ones they have at the moment are the likes of Phil Mitchell, Jack Branning, and, well, I guess Ravi Gulati. I still need to see more of him to believe it. However, the show, I think, is missing in strong male characters. Like, the female characters, I think, are absolutely brilliant. You know, we've got Sharon Watts, Linda Carter, Kathy Beale, Stacey Slater, Kat Slater. You know, so many strong and brilliant characters. And they're just a few to name. In terms of the men, I really think they are lacking at the moment. You know, obviously we've got icons like Phil Mitchell, Billy Mitchell, Jay Brown, of course Lola Pierce as well. I'm going to miss her. I am very much going to miss her. But I hope that this George guy can kind of pick up from where we've... Oh, it didn't blow up. Nice. Because we've lost a lot of strong, good characters. You know, we've lost Mick Carter, we've lost Stuart Highway, we've lost all these iconic, brilliant East End male leads. And I do think it is time that the series tries to pick back up again in that, because it has been missing for a long time. But then again, I don't see George sticking around. I really don't. Only because he is such a big name in Hollywood. I don't see him doing 9 years or 10 years on EastEnders like Danny Dyer did, or 4 years like Ricky Champ, or all these other strong male characters that have left recently. Yeah, I just don't see it. I really don't. In terms of sorry, my jaws. I've got pizza here as well, so I may start eating it as I'm not really doing much. So that's it for George. I'm interested. I think he does seem like a good character. I don't see him being... to be honest with you, I don't even see him getting the title of landlord. I really don't. I think the Queen Vic is going to be under Linda and Elaine's names. But obviously... ooh, that's quite heavy. George will be obviously the man that is behind the bar. George's daughters, Anna and Gina, I think Gina? Yeah, Gina's the older one of the two, played by Francesca Henry. I think she is a relative newcomer in the acting scene. I'm interested. She does seem like the Ronnie Mitchell type character. I'm hoping that these two have that strong sister foundation, because we've not really seen that for a long time. I was hoping we would see it with Nancy Carter and Frankie. Well, now Frankie Carter. We kind of did, but it was very underplayed. They got the sidekick treatment, which is why I was really hoping that the Queen Vic would actually be run by those two. But of course, they both left last year. The island that I go to is I might just try and pop down. I'm hopeful for Gina. She does seem like a very strong, millennial character. I'm hopeful that she's got that spark to her, because the descriptions claim that she has, which is what I want to see. I want to see them actually live up to their description. But then Gina, who is played by Strictly star Molly Rainford, I'm very excited for her debut. I feel like she's going to carry that Roxy Mitchell charm, that just crazy little sister energy. I'm very excited for it. I think she's going to be a great addition to the EastEnders cast, but I do wonder how long she'll actually be on the show for. I don't see her being, again, no more than 5 years or 3 years at that. Only because she is quite a rising name in TV. She is quite a rising name, and she's quite a big name as well, for that matter. You know, there is that strong chance that perhaps she's you know, sorry, I'm just gonna